is going on, guys? So we are back with another Pokemon Masters video today, and today we're actually going to give Olivia and Lycanroc their time in the Limelight, giving a kind of a quick overview of why Olivia and Lycanroc are so good, and at the moment why they're being featured in this rock type training event. So let's actually get straight into this. We're going to go into our Pokedex just to kind of get some general overview information here. All the way down at the bottom we will go to Olivia. Now all of the information communicated through this video will be just straight up like level 100 all maxed. Like, it's just going to take the information straight from the Pokedex. It could vary depending on your specific Olivia. So of course, Olivia, 5-star unit. She is classified as the striker role, and it is classified as a physical strike rather than a special strike for sure, which we will figure out why here in just a second. We do have a weakness to grass, which there are a couple of Pokemon that can give you some hard times with the grass type weakness. Now taking a look at our stats here, you can see that we do have HP at 472, attack at 357, which is just crazy high, defense at 130, special attack at 72, which is just crazy low, and then special defense at 130 and speed at 216. So we do have quite an interesting stat spread here. Most of that is weighted in our physical attack, which is why we're classified as that physical striker. So this actually ends up being one of the coolest sync pairs personally for me, because there's so much physical attack here that you can just set up some really punishing moves. So let's actually get into a couple of moves here. Let's actually take a look at Rock Throw here. You can see that it is a physical type move, 27 on the base power, 90 on the accuracy, and it is a single target, meaning it's only going to target one opponent, and it doesn't have any additional effect. But for only one move bar, that's actually not too bad. It's a little low on the damage front. Next we have Stone Edge, which is the bread and butter of why you really want to use Olivia, and as soon as you get Olivia, you definitely want to work on unlocking Stone Edge, because it is kind of like the whole point of using Olivia right now. Of course, it is a physical attack move. We do have a power of 120, which is extremely high, an accuracy of 80, a single opponent target, and the effect here is that criticals will land more easily. Now for 3 bars, that is kind of high, but there's quite a lot of payoff. Now the big thing about Stone Edge is that the accuracy being only an 80% does kind of set up some awkward situations where sometimes you'll randomly just miss, and it's like a big kick in the balls at this point. It sucks. Either way, moving on to some trainer moves here, we do have X Attack, which of course we can target ourselves with, and it's going to sharply raise our regular attack stat, so even further boosting up that physical attack damage, which is just crazy high. Then we do have Hard as Diamonds, which is a self-target, meaning we're only going to target ourselves. Sharply raises the accuracy and the critical hit rate, so that's actually really good, but it sharply lowers our special defense. So if we take a look at our special defense, it's actually mimicking our regular defense at 130. But any of those special attackers out there that are going to be running rampant, if we start lowering our special defense too low, we're going to start taking crazy amounts of damage. And this is even magnified further if we're facing up against like Brandon with his Sceptile, or if you encounter Trico or whatever. Leaf Storm is going to be insanely crazy. If I'm not mistaken, Leaf Storm is the special move one, right? Yes. Leaf Storm special. Holy cow, at 163 base power, that is going to tear through Lycanroc as is, but then we start lowering our special defense, that's gonna just obliterate us even crazier. Next, moving on to some passives here, we do have Amped Up, which actually does raise the Pokemon's speed when it lands a critical hit. So in terms of that entire little package, right before we get into our sync move here, Hard as Diamonds is actually going to basically help raise our critical hit rate. Stone Edge is actually able to hit crits a lot easier. And then our passive with Amped Up 1 allows us to continuously raise our speed every time we hit a crit. So it actually helps gain a ton of move bar back by just continuously regaining speed and just boosting that speed up to help fill that move gauge even faster. Last but not least, we do have the Shining Gem Continental Crush, which is huge. So already 300 base power is a big sync move as is. You know, you have some Pokemon that only have like a 240. The ones that Mega Evolve only do like, what is it, 192 that we talked about last time. I mean, 300 is a pretty huge number there. It doesn't have any additional effects, so it's not like super crazy in terms of that, but it's just raw damage output. And the fact that it's physical just makes it so much better on top of everything here. It really sets up Lycanroc to just be like in my opinion, the #1 physical attacker in the game right now. Like, it's got such a phenomenal package that it's able to just boost its own attack. You stick it on a team with like Phoebe, who can raise crit rate, and then like Maylene, who can increase like regular attack. Like, oh my gosh, that's just insanely good. It's so good. So now let's actually compare that with some other rock types. So what we're gonna try to do here is filter by sync move. I think that should give us, yeah, all of our rock types. So we actually have Onix, Tyranitar, Nosepass, Cranidos, Amora, and then we have ourselves as Lycanroc. So let's actually just take a quick look here. So you can see Brock and Onix. Being the tech roll, they're not really focused on either like damage or, you know, buffs or debuffs. They're kind of like a hybrid roll is kind of how I found them out to be. So the tech roll isn't going to be really focused on damage. And as you can see, that 161 on attack is already just not coming anywhere close to the line that Lycanroc set for us. With Rock Hard Determination though, we do get a boost in attack and defense. It's definitely not the best, like, second best option to Lycanroc. I definitely don't think that Onix should be your go-to pair if you don't have Lycanroc. But on the other hand, Tyranitar, I do feel actually can hold some of its own here. So it does have 207 on the physical attack, but it actually does have X attack itself, so it can boost its own attack. Plus, it can actually be a little bit more bulkier with Rock Solid Finisher there. So its regular defense is already higher than Lycanroc's, but its special defense is going to be a little bit lower. So you kind of have to watch out for what you're going up against. Now, we don't have a weakness to Grass this time. We actually have a weakness to Fighting. So depending on your matchup, I definitely think that Tyranitar can hold its own. Rock Slide is a huge move. Hitting all targets is just so great, and its passives don't really help it that much, but I definitely think that Tyranitar is a really good second option to Lycanroc for sure. Next we have Nosepass, which Nosepass is more of a support role, of course, so it's not meant to really compete with Lycanroc in that regard, but I mean, it's an amazing pair in itself. I would love to sit down and do a video on Roxanne, which we will get to in the future. Cranidos here though, Cranidos actually is going to have a physical attack strike roll as well. We do have a weakness to water, so we can actually kind of switch around some of our team depending on what weakness we expect. And as you can see here, the 257 on attack. Like, holy cow, that's huge. That's not quite as big as Lycanroc though. And I think what really hurts Cranidos is that all of its other stats are just so much lower already. So if this thing in the near future, which we can expect an evolution, but if it gets a evolution in the near future up to Rampardos and, you know, making this thing just even better, I think Rampardos will actually be more in line of a kind of a competitor to the Lycanroc. But at the moment, Cranidos, it's going to be a lot more of a glass cannon than Lycanroc will, and probably a little bit more of a glass cannon than even Tyranitar. It'll be able to push a little bit more damage than Tyranitar, maybe to like a single target, not like to a complete, you know, team or anything. I think like overall, if you averaged out the amount of damage that you did, I think that Cranidos would have a little bit higher of a number than Tyranitar, but definitely it's going to go down a lot faster. Next we have Amora here with Grant, also filling in the tech role here, so it's not really focused on attack, but let's at least try to take a look at it here. Special defense is not really going to help us, but over the wall here does refill gauge by 2, which I always have said that is an amazing ability to have. Raises accuracy and makes the user, you know, gradually heal itself. It does have Rock Slide, which, like I said, on Tyranitar is amazing, but I feel like Tyranitar would kind of help push more damage than Amora would anyways. It does have quite a few passives here, but nothing that's really gonna like put it on the same level as Lycanroc. So for me personally, this event, since I do have Olivia, I can't like, I can't not use her, you know, but I would say that if you don't have Olivia at the moment, Tyranitar is probably going to be your second best bet. And then after that, maybe I would focus more on Cranidos if you have him. He's not a store unit per se, but if you by chance have him, he's only a 3-star unit, so hopefully by this point, if you've been summoning, you could have obtained him. Outside of that though, Amora and Brock are kind of very situational. I'm not really sure, like, it would really depend on which exact mission you're going through, whether you want to use them or not. And then Roxanne, while not going to be competing with Olivia and Lycanroc, is an amazing unit in itself, but that's a video for another day. So let's actually run back here and let's look into some training area, and we're actually going to use our Lycanroc here. So let's actually see if we can go up against Brandon here. I actually want to see how bad the grass type damage can hurt us. Now we are gonna have Phoebe and Maylene here. I think this is one of the better teams to kind of couple Olivia with, because Maylene is gonna help boost a ton of physical attack, while Dusclops and Phoebe are gonna help boost your crit rate, and then Olivia needs that little bit of help, hopefully. Actually, I think maybe one of the better sync pairs could be somebody that increases accuracy quite a bit, but we'll just roll with this for the demonstration purpose. So we're just going to go ahead and start by boosting our attack on both ourselves and on Maylene there. We're going to do this critical hit rate. We're also going to use Hardest Diamonds to get our crit rate up as well. And then we're going to start pushing out these Stone Edges. So any kind of like splash damage, AoE damage that Lycanroc is going to take here is going to be really, really bad. Unfortunately, because we can set ourselves up with so much damage straight off the bat, you can see that the Sceptile's not even going to be able to get to its sync move fast enough to actually take us out. Luckily enough, every single one of our Stone Edges completely decked there, so that actually ended up working out really, really well for us. That was fairly simple. Now, my Lycanroc is at level 85 right now. It's not anything like close to 100, so it's not even representing the numbers that we've already talked about to the fullest, but it's still doing really, really well for itself. So I do want to do another match here, but this time we're actually going to switch out Olivia, just because if you don't have Olivia, I want you to see the power of Tyranitar here. So I'm just going to quickly filter. We'll do sync move by rock type, and we'll do Tyranitar there. So of course my Tyranitar still is not at level 100, it's only at level 75, so it's not going to be quite as good as the numbers that we talked about earlier, but let's just kind of see how quickly it compares. So we two-shot the Sceptile, literally left it with the tiniest sliver of health before it fainted. So let's, oh, I don't I don't have everything unlocked, so this is not going to be a great representation, but let's see how this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Now let's go through and let's actually check this out after I've sneakily gone behind your back and bought the moves here. So now let's actually check out what's going on with Tyranitar here. So X attack ourselves, go ahead and queue up a couple of those. So this was defense, and make sure that we ensure a critical hit. So let's actually go ahead and do that. We'll raise all those yet again, and we're going to go ahead and hit this Rock Slide. Let's see what kind of damage we can output with Rock Slide here. So remember, Lycanroc two-shot the Sceptile, which was huge, and then it in turn one-shot everything else. So as you can see, Rock Slide already one-shotting the outer two there, so that's actually really, really good. You can see Brandon just got supercharged there. That crit definitely, I mean, as you can see, they're super comparable. They're not nearly like identical, but they're pretty comparable. If you don't have Olivia and Lycanroc, there's no problem, no shame in going with Tyranitar. I think he will do great for you this event. I'm not trying to say that Tyranitar is as good as Lycanroc. I'm not trying to say that Lycanroc is only as good as Tyranitar. Nothing like that. I'm just trying to say that all hope is not lost if you don't have Olivia. Now, the thing about getting Olivia is during this event, we do have a chance to pull her at a higher rate than normal. So if we actually go over to the shop here, gonna go into the Sync Pair Scout, and you can see on her banner here, if you look in the offering rate, you can see that she's at a clean 2%. So she is actually more likely to be pulled rather than Chris, Brandon, Blue, Phoebe, Karen, Lorelei, Roxy, Chantal. Currently, since I already have Olivia, I'm actually not going to try to pull for her this video. As always, we are going to do a scout with the video. I still need Blue. So if I could go ahead and just get blue, that'd be great. But, you know, it is what it is at this point. I'm just trying to shoot for blue. If we get him, we get him. But let's see. So no flashy animation. What do we got? Show me a good antenna. Show me, not that one. That's only a 3-star. What kind of doors? I need to see some sparkle doors. Only a 3-star. So we got Bugsy again. So we got Bugsy not too long ago, and we now have him fully maxed, so we're starting to get some power-ups for him, which is a-okay. I'm actually not too upset with getting the dupes. Of course I would like to fill out the decks, but that's just the collector in me. But that is actually going to be it for this Limelight with Olivia and Lycanroc, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know, if you don't have Olivia, how dedicated are you to getting Olivia? Is Lycanroc a favorite Pokemon of yours? Is Olivia one of your favorite trainers? If so, how deep are you willing to go to get Olivia and Lycanroc? Otherwise, if you already have Olivia and Lycanroc, how do you think they compare to the other rock-type attackers in the game so far? How do you feel they compare to the other physical strikers in the game so far? Because from my point of view, as far as I can tell, literally one of the top-notch strikers in the game, just completely. So that is actually going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. As always, the link to the Discord is down in the description below. I'm going to go ahead and head out today, but until our next video, I will go ahead and play those ending credits for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember that if you like to like videos, you could do that, but if you don't, you could be that guy. Otherwise, let me know what you have to say down in the comments below about the video. I do highly appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to support me in any way, there are several links down in the description for Patreon, joining the community here on YouTube, or even just directly PayPal if that's your thing. I greatly appreciate everyone's name that's on screen, as you guys have showed some sort of support outside of just viewing the videos, and I thank you guys. You don't understand from the bottom of my heart. So until our next video, guys, I will catch you then.